inverse and direct variation, part 2. Today we're going to look at expressing direct and inverse variation using symbols. All right, so to start with, let's look at how direct variation can be represented using symbols. All right, so for my first one, let's say we're told that y varies directly with x. All right, this one's pretty easy. We're told that y varies directly. It literally says varies directly. That means direct variation. So if y varies directly with x, y varies directly with x. All right, that lets me know that the x is in the numerator with my constant of variation. All right, my second one's very similar. Let's say I'm told y varies directly with w. All right, so this is basically the same, but it's a different letter. If I'm told that y varies directly with w, varies directly tells me it's k, that thing. Now, I could write it kw, I could write it wk, but I'm going to write all of them as kw. All right, so for the next one, let's say we have y varies directly with the square of w. Now, this starts off basically the same. We're told it varies directly, but then it says the square of w, which means w squared. So I have y equals kw squared. Y varies directly with the square of w. When I'm looking at inverse variation, it is similar to direct variation in the fact that it will tell me in words that it varies inversely. For the first one, for inverse variation, let's say it tells me y varies inversely with x. Now, once again, it tells me it varies inversely, but when I set up the actual inverse variation equation, whatever it tells me it varies inversely with, that goes in the denominator. So when I set it up, y varies inversely, so that's k on top, with x, so x is on the bottom. Okay? So whatever follows varies inversely goes in the denominator of my inverse variation formula. All right, for the second one, we're told that y varies inversely with x and w. So notice again it says y varies inversely, so we know it's going to be y equals k over something, and in this case it says varies inversely with x and w. So both of these things get put in the denominator. So y varies inversely with x and w. Pteronophobia is the fear of getting tickled by a feather. The last thing we want to look at is when it combines inverse variation and direct variation. All right, so we'll call this combination of variation. So for the combination of variation, it's going to say in words both varies directly and varies inversely. All right, so for the first one, for the combination, let's say it tells me that y varies directly with x and inversely with w. So varies directly tells me what goes in the numerator. Varies inversely tells me what goes into the denominator when I'm setting up my direct or inverse variation. So I have y equals, it varies directly with x, so I have a kx so far, and inversely with w, so over w. Y varies directly with x, inversely with w. For the last combination of variation problem, this one's going to be kind of big. Let's say we're told y varies jointly with x and w, and inversely with the square of z. Now, varies jointly, this is the first time we've seen that, but all that tells us is that y varies directly with both x and w. All right, so if it says y varies jointly with x and w, they both go on top of the fraction of the numerator. They go with the k. So I have y varies jointly with x and w, so I have k, x, w on top, and inversely with the square of z. So the numerator is kxw, and the denominator is z squared. Y varies directly with x and w, but inversely with z squared.